Winter preparedness kit for your car. Learn more about it, so stick around. What's going on, everybody? So I just had to post this video. I've been watching other videos online and reading about the I-95 disaster in Virginia, and it brought back some memories for me. Yeah, and Kira says hello to everybody. I have been broke down in some pretty messed up spots in my life, in the middle of nowhere, and many times just having a few things with me has made those breakdowns or getting stuck somewhere bearable. You know, after reading so many stories online about these people that were stuck in that mess, I just said, you know what, I need to make a video and talk about this, show my kit, and go over a few things. So, here we go. Generally, if I'm going anywhere, no matter what, I am a firm believer that you need certain things that stay in your vehicle at all times throughout the year, no matter what. Now, those things are not in this tote, so we're going to cover those real quick. So what stays in your car, your vehicle, all the time, year-round, no matter what? I don't care. You need to have this all the time. A spare tire. Yep, a spare tire. I literally just read a story where somebody got stuck in that I-95 thing, and then they had a flat, and they didn't have a spare tire, so they had to abandon their vehicle in the middle of that damn mess. Oh, and now Kira's here, right in the middle. What's going on, little kitty? I'm trying to shoot a video. Come on, get down, get down. Okay. Sorry about the cat interrupting, but she felt the need to appear. So, back to what I'm saying. Stuff that stays in the car all the time. Spare tire. Many times over the year, I've pulled over to help people when I've seen them broke down, to make sure they're okay, make sure that they were able to call somebody, etc., etc. And there's been at least half a dozen times where I've pulled over to help somebody, they've had a flat, and they do not have a spare tire. Just ridiculous. I don't know how you can drive around anywhere without a spare. Also, what goes with the spare? A jack. You know, you got to be able to jack up the car to change your tire. A four-way. Or maybe even an impact wrench. And the appropriate sockets. Alright? Jumper cables. That's something else that I just can't get out of my head. How many times I pull over to help people, they've needed a jump, and they don't have jumper cables. Well, I always carry a set with me, so we're good there. A basic toolkit. Now, a basic toolkit, we're talking some screwdrivers, pair of pliers, you know, maybe a socket set. Nothing, it doesn't have to be a full toolkit. We're talking just the bare minimums here. You know, even if you do not know how to effect a repair or troubleshoot your problem, if it's some kind of engine problem, somebody who pulls over to help you might know how. And if you have tools with your car, you're halfway there. All right? A charger or charging cables or whatnot for your phone, so you can call for help, so you can keep your phone charged. Very important. Ice scraper. I know this is, for me, I'm laughing because this is very basic stuff up here in Michigan. But so many people I've seen don't even have an ice scraper, or it gets broken and then they just keep putting off replacing it. You know, buy yourself an ice scraper. And last but not least, a small 1 gallon gas can with gas in it. Okay? A lot of times I've seen people run out of gas, and that single gallon, if they had it in their trunk, could have maybe got them to a gas station or got them home, rather than being stuck somewhere. I carry a single gallon gas can with me full of gas all the time, and I look at it this way. If I was broke down, I would want somebody to come help me. And if that means giving me a gallon of gas so I could get out of there, hey, that's great. And vice versa. So those are the things that should be in your car all the time, no matter what. If they are not, you need to fix that. All right, now we're going to get down to this little kit here. Now, this is my worst case scenario kit, and a lot of the things in here doesn't change. Some do, versus summer season versus winter season. This is a 18-gallon tote, by the way. And we're just going to cover each thing as I pull it out. A shovel. This is a cold steel Spetsnaz shovel. Look, you're going to need a shovel if you get stuck to dig yourself out. If you're really stuck and you can't dig yourself out and you're staying there for some time, you might have to do your business out in the woods. A shovel. I got spare wool socks here. Okay? Spare clothing is so important if you're stuck. If you keep your extremities warm, you will be warm. Okay? So I got these wool socks. You see, these are brand new. They've never been used. I actually got a deal at Ollie's Outlet, $5.99 for 2 pair of wool socks. Okay? So, spare socks. Brand new winter gloves. I've never used them. I have them in here just in case. Mainly because a lot of times when I leave the house to go somewhere, I might be wearing a winter jacket and a winter hat, like a stocking cap, but I might not be wearing winter gloves because I'm going to preheat my truck. It's going to be warm. I'm going to get in there. Well, if I get stuck or I have to abandon the truck, I have a pair of winter gloves here I can put on to keep my hands warm. Keep your extremities warm, you will feel warm. Okay, a very simple, very cheap wool blanket. Now, it's not 100% wool, it's only 70% wool. I bought this in an Army Navy surplus store for, I don't know if you can see that, it says $17.99 on the tag right there. Okay, 60 by 80 inch wool blanket. You can wrap yourself up with it. Keep yourself warm so you're not running your engine all the time if you're stuck somewhere. I've read so many stories already in that I-95 of people running their engines all the time for that 24 to 36 hours. They were saying some people were stuck and they ran out of gas. Well, you might want to warm up the cab, but if you're not moving at all, if you're stuck in the same spot for hours and hours and hours, wrap yourself up in a wool blanket. You know, put the wool socks on, put the gloves on, hunker down, stay warm. Okay, now we're getting down into the good stuff. This is nothing but a little boo-boo kit. Okay, it's not even what I would call first aid. We got some alcohol pads, some bandages, a little bit of tape. That's all there is to this. Antiseptic towelettes, that's it. It's just a boo-boo kit in case you cut yourself or something like that. If you have a serious injury, well, you might be SOL. Now, I took this right out of my truck. Currently, it's 14 degrees Fahrenheit outside. This package of baby wipes was down in here, and it's froze solid. So if I was needing to do my business with the shovel and clean myself, I'd have to thaw these wipes out. So there's a hole in my system I'm going to fix. How am I going to fix this? Well, I am going to, from now on, keep these wipes in my one go bag. I have a small go bag that I put in the truck when I go somewhere. When I get where I'm going, the bag comes out. The bag never stays in the truck more than an hour. So if I put something that can freeze, like these baby wipes, in the go bag, oh, now my autofocus is acting up. If I put something that can freeze solid like these baby wipes did in the go bag, and it's only exposed for basically an hour, the likelihood of them freezing solid is very low, unless we get into some serious negative temperatures. But either way, I shouldn't leave them in here anyway in the summer, because they can dry out as hot as the interior temperatures of the cab gets. Okay, something you've seen before. This is the XD1 turbo stove with the adapters, the plate in there, and a can of propane. Okay, this is so, oh my god, this autofocus is irritating me. This is so I can go ahead, melt snow, boil water, make a meal. We've got the Boulin heat exchanger pot to go with the stove. I've got a series of freeze-dried meals. I've got a breakfast skillet, Mountain House. I've got scrambled eggs for Mountain House. I've got beef stroganoff and noodles, Mountain House. Beef stew. Spaghetti with meat sauce. And chicken teriyaki. Okay, there's easily enough there for a few days. On top of that, I've got in this bag I've got Quaker Oats maple and brown sugar packets. There's 3 of them, so that's oatmeal. And then I've got Swiss Miss, so I can make hot chocolate. I thought I had coffee in here, but apparently I do not. I also have these creamers, and guess what? They didn't freeze. I'm not sure if you can freeze these things. In fact, as an experiment, since it's 14 degrees out, I'm going to set one of these outside, fully exposed to the elements, and we're going to see if this will freeze solid or not. And I got to add coffee to this. Last but not least, this is a U.S. Army Arctic canteen. Now, this is a vacuum bottle design. The exterior is an aluminum alloy. The interior is stainless steel. Now, the cool thing about this is if you boil up water and you have excess water, which you're going to want to keep excess water, you can go ahead, pull the thing off. This is a rubber insert that helps your seal, but this also helps when you put your lips to this if this is ice cold, your lips aren't going to stick to this like in A Christmas Story. That kid stuck his tongue and lips to the post. That isn't going to happen with one of these. That's why it's got this rubber. But you can remove this, and your hole gets just a little bit bigger, and you can go ahead and you could gently put your hot water in there, put this all back together, and it'll keep that water hot for a very long time, because this is like a vacuum bottle. Alright? So I have a way to store my water without it freezing solid. These will protect water for, depending on the temperature, anywhere from 24 to 40 hours before it starts to freeze. But do not be mistaken. Water in here eventually will freeze if you leave it long enough and it gets cold enough. Don't think you can put water in here and throw it in your car and it'll never freeze. That is not true. Okay? So that is it for a very basic winter kit. Okay? Can you add other things to this? Sure. Maybe medications that you need. You know, there's really anything. Maybe you can beef up, make a better medical kit, put a full-blown medical kit in there. I just throw a boo-boo kit in there, you know, because I'm like, I guess that really would be a worst-case scenario for me, to be stranded out in the middle of nowhere and be seriously medically compromised and not be able to take care of it. So maybe I should throw a full medical kit in there. It's not like I'm carrying the stuff. It's in here. And then if I have my go bag has a lot of stuff in it in case I need to abandon my vehicle. But with this, we got a couple days of food. We got a way to cook the food here with our turbo stove, our Boolin pot, fuel. We can make food. We can boil water. You know, this allows you options. And the more I read about those poor people, the more I realized none of them were prepared for anything. They had very few options. There was one cool story about a bread delivery truck. His CEO, I guess, heard that he was trapped in that mess and told him to hand bread out to people. So the delivery driver and volunteers were walking up and down the highway handing out bread and rolls and stuff like that. So people at least had something to eat. But man, how crazy is that? And the winter, in my book, has just started. It isn't even rolling really good yet. So I hope you watch this, you take something away from it. Maybe look at your own preparations as far as, hey, something could happen. Do I have everything I need if I'm stuck with my vehicle? You know, do I have a way to call for help? I hope you take something away from this, and I hope you put together your own little kit. I keep this in the truck all the time. I literally went out to the truck and pulled this out of the truck to shoot this quick video. So I hope everybody does well this year. No more I-95s, okay? And I'll see you all later out in those woods.